of 2 women and 2 men, and 2 rounds of jumping. And as you can see there, 17 nations, a really healthy entry. But as ever in these team events, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And for the women, well, getting to 90 meters plus will be really important. For the men, getting over 95 meters, that will be a definite target. A very early start for all the athletes and officials. An early 6:30 breakfast, and then for the athletes warming up and down the hill here with a little jogging to get the engine going. The trial round, that was completed in the last 15 minutes. And wind conditions at the moment, actually quite nice, quiet, stable conditions for this finale to the Junior World Ski Jumping. Well, once again, a very good morning on behalf of FIS TV. I'm David Goldstrom. And here, the pathfinders for the first leg in the first round. Tamara Meshikova of Slovakia to get us underway. Interestingly, the Czech team, without their junior world champion Agnieszka Indrachkova, but the Norwegians include Ingvild Midtskogen, who's had a real adventure. Got the silver medal individually. Rush to Lahti, finished 20th on Friday on the women's event, I should say, and then dash back here. So sit back and enjoy this. Well done for getting up so early or staying up so late. Delighted to have your company. And we had gate 15 during the trial round. This is one gate higher, gate 16, a little bit more opportunity to build the in-run speed here. Slovakia to get us underway. 2 rounds, and of course the best 8 teams to go forward to the final medal round, and that's over 80 meters. Meshikova to be followed by Canada's Sophia Aragon. Sophia, really good to see this new generation of young Canadians. Ski tips pretty close to the face there, suggesting a late takeoff. Now that's sub 70 meters, but what's really important, you have a lot of youngsters, a lot of, well, you might say rookies in the competition, and Slovakia and Canada haven't been involved in the Junior World, so it's really good to see them involved here this year. They haven't been involved in 25, 24, 23. Romania now, and there. The Romanians not involved in Lake Placid last year, but in the previous 2 championships finished 13th, and Enea outside the top 40 individually. Noella Vurich next up for Italy. 19 years of age, breath of backwind. And short of that upper red line, which is the calculation line where the blue and the red carpet meet. Only 80 meters there for Vurich. And on this hill, that's a 10-meter deduction, which equates to a 20-point loss in terms of distance points. The athletes are ranked according to the result of the 2025 Lake Placid Junior World Championships, in which Slovenia were the champions, the United States were the silver medalists, and Austria were way down in third place. Well, way down, that's a little bit of an exaggeration there. 92 meters. Puts Ukraine in a strong position there. Mesnil, 91 meters. Good effort from Karina Kozlova of the Ukraine. 92 meters, that's a healthy start for them. That's right on target. The Czech opener and pathfinder, Natalie Nezhlova, 2 or 3 meters short of the calculation line, but it's not too bad. But really the target is to get to 90 meters at least. So Ukraine with an early edge ahead of the French, and the Czechs in third place. And now Victoria Ruleva for Kazakhstan, 20th in the individual competition. The Kazakhs, who were 7th in the women's team event. And next up could well be a challenger, Sofia Martilla, 20 years of age, bronze medal in the individual competition, helped her team to 4th place in the team women's event. That's much better than the trial round. She wasn't up to 90 meters, but now it matters. And Martilla over 95, 96.5 meters. Really healthy start there. Well done, and that will put Finland in the lead ahead of Ukraine by some 8 points, about 4 meters ahead. Now, Pola Beltovska had a miserable time in the individual event. She's much better than the 19th place that she ended up in. That's a little bit more like it. The star marks, though, will be punished. 94 meters. The distance is okay, but the star marks, 13s, 14s, I wager, because there was no telemark on the end, and the judges will pick up on that, and there you are, 13s and 14s. And that keeps Poland down in 4th place. Now, Tierom to open up the host challenge. The Norwegian youngsters didn't do too well in the women's team event. The all-women's team event, they ended up in 9th place, didn't make the final round. And this is a little short, 85.5 meters. Switzerland up next, Anja Imhoff. Sister and brother involved in the sport. Just over 90, I think. Not quite. But it's not too damaging at the moment. 105.1 points. To put that in perspective, Finland leading and Switzerland with a deficit of about 9 meters at the moment. Now, Yuzuki Sato looked pretty useful in the trial round, almost up to 90 meters. And that's a lot better. The Japanese mixed team took the silver medal back in 2023 in Canada, and 97 healthy meters there. Style not great, but not terrible either. And Japan tuck in behind Finland, just under a meter behind. Anna-Fay Scharfenberg for Germany, 5th place in the individual women's competition, and those are fair meters for Germany. '92, Finland, Japan. Good start from Ukraine and Germany. The top 5 at the moment separated by about 6 meters. Sara Pocconi for Austria. Nice takeoff from Sara. Again, the landing looked as if it was 2 foot rather than the telemark. So the distance, and that seems to be in the mind of these young women, having to get the distance in that breath of front wind, 2.2 points, equating to a meter deduction. And now Estella Husrick from Steamboat Springs for the United States. A baptism of fire in the individual event for this newly formed American team. As I said, they were silver medalists last year in Lake Placid, but this is a new combination. They had the likes of Tate France to help them last season. Finland still prevailing, and the last of the women to represent the defending champions from last season. They were champions in 25, they were champions in 2023, the Slovenians. Taja Turbovsek, and a good start for Slovenia as well. '98 valuable meters there for Slovenia. 16s and 17s probably, yes, 16s and 17s, but it's good enough at the end of the first leg to put Slovenia into the lead ahead of Finland. And then Japan, Ukraine and France. Austria down in 6th place, and then Germany in 7th, Poland and Switzerland. And the difference, 1 meter between Slovenia and Finland. Japan are, call it 2 meters roughly back. Ukraine, 5 meters off the pace. And so we go to the first leg for the men, leg 2 in this first round. Slovakia to get us underway. Gate 8 for Michal Vialach. Very encouraging to see the Slovakians coming into this competition. Of course, these are youngsters. Most recently, of course, the Olympic mixed team competition going to Slovenia. Norway took the silver, Japan took the bronze medal. Benjamin Leachman with his sister Kaya for Canada, involved in the competition. And Romania next at the moment to come through. Luka Sprulba for the Romanians, of course. They've got the Helen Raznov, which is consistently used for World Cup and Continental Cup, and just over 70 meters there for Luka. Martin Cianetti for the Italians. 12th a couple of seasons ago in Planica in the Junior World Mixed Team event. The creation of the mixed team, it really is a positive step forward. It gives a lot more countries the opportunity not just to participate but to also be competitive. And now Ukraine, very good start from the Ukraine from Kozlova, 92 meters in the first leg for the women. Now responsibility to Drushkiv, and unfortunately that was not particularly elegant. The star marks will be really deducted here, and he's short of 70 meters. And it really does give meaning to the phrase, you're only as strong as your weakest link. At the moment, they're still holding on to first place, but not for much longer. Lorenzo Bugniekava didn't manage to get beyond 80 meters in the trial round earlier today. That's not a worry, but this is more significant. Once again, short of 80 meters. Czechs will be next with Jerzy Czerny. The Czechs, who were not involved in Lake Placid, but in 2024, the mixed team combination for the Czech Republic finished 7th. That was one better than 2023 when they were in Whistler and finished 8th. The big boost for them, of course, Agnieszka Indrachtova, the Czech who won the Junior World Women's title. 82.5 meters. Well, it's better than almost everybody who's just preceded him. And now Artem Meshkov, who decided to skip the trial round, fresh legs, so to speak. Representing Kazakhstan, but the wrong side of that calculation line for Artem. Not by much, 89 meters. And just at this moment, the Kazakhs with the overall advantage, but surely not for much longer, because Kurtila, 90.5 meters in the trial round. Front wind is there, and so is the distance. Kurtila happier today than he was in the individual event when he was disqualified. And 95 meters for Finland puts them back into first place momentarily. And just to put that in perspective, they are 20 meters ahead of the Kazakhs. The stronger combinations to come now. Lukasik, Poland. Poles who finished 5th in the men's normal hill team competition. And Lukasz 85.5 meters. But of course, this season they're without Kasper Tomasiak, who of course went to Lahti after the individual event in which he got the silver medal. His younger brother is in the team though. Jakob Valseth. Again, I think the telemark sacrifice there. Well, 90 is minimal. In terms of distance for the men, you really need to be looking to get to 95 or more. Noah Studer, the Swiss have had not a bad record in this mixed team competition in recent years. 6th last year in Planica, but in 6th last year in Lake Placid, 4th in 2024 in Planica, and 4th also in Whistler in Canada. And Noah, yet another man to give away a lot of points. Mori for Japan. Well, you could see the climb off the table, and that really didn't work. Now things should get a little interesting now in this second leg. The first for the men, Jan Kuhlmann, just outside the top 10 in the men's individual competition. This man is well capable of getting some big meters. 99 meters is the target to try and haul the Germans up the table. Lovely. It looked nice, didn't it? But in fact, falling short of 90 meters, that's a real surprise for me for Jan Kuhlmann. He was over 90 meters in the trial round. And that's one of his poorest efforts, sadly. Nicholas Hummel. Now, this man has made 100 meters already. Well, Austria will be grateful to Nicholas Hummel. 93.5 meters. So, Emeli Kutila of Finland, 95 meters. That effort is still holding up pretty well. Henry Lohr for the United States, who have this very tough target of trying to emulate a very good silver medal in this event last year. And they are at risk of being eliminated at the halfway stage, unfortunately. And so to the last man on the second leg, coming up now for Slovenia, Jaka Kramer, 97.5 meters. The Slovenian about to take his turn in the trial round. And those are some decent points. So at the end of the second leg, Slovenia still with the advantage. Slovenia leading Finland, as they were at the end of the first leg. It's now 2.5 meters their advantage. Austria in the bronze medal position. Early days to talk about medals, I guess. 7 meters back. And then Japan have dropped to fourth place. Their deficit is now something like 13 meters. Germany are up to fifth place. There you can see 16 meters, the deficit. Switzerland just behind, 20 meters. And then Poland, Norway, Kazakhstan. And back to the ladies, and Kira Maria Kapustikova, 15 years of age, her older brother still to come. And that's much more like it. 93 meters in the trial round. Kira, who ended up 6th in the individual competition, gets 93 meters when it matters most. And it was actually a little disappointing because she was here in the Intercontinental Cup earlier in the season, and a win here. We thought that she was very likely to get a medal, but it didn't happen for her, sadly. Rainer Lichman for Canada, younger sister of Benjamin. Only a couple of meters short of the calculation line. 90 meters though in the trial round, so she'll be a little disappointed with that. Romania now, Gurju. No show really in the individual competition outside the top 40. But the Romanians rebuilding at the moment. There, the gate conversation you can see. 15, the gate for Leonie Rungaldier. Slovakia barely ahead of Slovenia at the moment, and disappointment there for Rungaldier. Slokova for Ukraine. Ukraine doing pretty well at the moment. And that's not too bad at all. Slokova keeping them in with what may well end up to be a personal best. The object of the exercise is obviously to stay competitive, but also to make the cut into the final round, the medal round. And 89 meters there for Slokova. Kapustikova the best in this leg so far with 93 meters. Mathilde Baconier from Courchevel. Will be a little disappointed with that. Again, style marks probably has sacrificed about 25%, I would think. 15s. Well, the odd 16, but 79.5 meters. Stepankova for the Czech Republic. Mid-80s, and these are amongst the nations who haven't really been involved recently in the mixed team events. Sveridenko for Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan in 9th place at the end of the last leg. Only just over 80, as you can see. And next up, really important effort. This is for Julia Rakia, top 10 in the individual competition. The Finnish women as a team were fourth, so not a bad games. And the Finns have been making progress. 11th in 2023, 10th in 2024, 9th in 2025, going in the right direction. And just around 90 meters there for Julia Rakia. 91, in fact. And it keeps the Finns in a solid position to qualify for the final round. They regained the advantage over all the nations that preceded them, and now Poland, Fraszek, and she was in trouble even before she left the table there. But again, you're looking at a really young debutante at this particular competition, 49th in the individual. So, Mitz Kogan, individual silver medal. Dash Talati competed in the women's event, finished 20th. Was it worth the dash? And now comes back to help the Norwegian team. Needs big meters. She's got 91.5. She had 96.5 in the trial round. So Norway, they tuck in behind Finland into second place, but they are all of 17 meters behind the Finns. And Celine Wasser now for Switzerland. Little bit of a setback there for the Swiss. So 5 to go in this third leg, and this is where it gets pretty critical. At the moment, Finland leading, Norway and Kazakhstan. The Czechs in fourth place ahead of the Slovakians. Slovakians are actually doing pretty well at the moment. Kika Sakamoto for Japan. Now, that is a problem. The Japanese, who had slipped down to fourth place, so about 13 meters behind Slovenia. And missing the calculation line, costing her 6 points in terms of distance. And Jelena Krajbic, a young woman who we thought was very much favoured to get an individual medal, but it wasn't her day. She was 14th. That's more like it, and that's what we expected in the individual competition. But she was a member of the German women's team that actually finished second equal with Austria, joint silver medals, and 94.5 meters. That really helps the German cause. They are improving. And now Louise Trischer from Ramsau. The Austrians, as I just mentioned, joint silver medalists in the women's team event. Well, the advantage there to Krajbic of Germany. Six meters short of the German effort of the woman who preceded her, Jelena Krajbic. And the best of the American women to come now, Sandra Sproch, promising 9th place in the individual competition. Again, almost but not quite. 89 meters on this occasion for her. And last to go on this third leg, Slovenia's representative Maja Kovacic, 92 meters in the trial round. This is the woman who finished fourth in the individual competition. So frustrating to be close to the medals. Gold medal in the women's team event, and well, it's not outstanding. .91.5 meters there for Maja Kovacic, but the Slovenians, the defending champions, maintain their advantage ahead of Austria. Oh, sorry, I should say Slovenia ahead of Finland, then Austria. Germany are up to fourth place now. Japan slipping to fifth. Norway, thanks to Mitz Kogan, up to sixth place. Kazakhs drop to seventh. The Czechs are eighth, and Slovakia in ninth place. Gate 8 for the final leg in this first round. Finland only 3 meters behind Slovenia. Very good effort coming from them. 9 meters to the Austrians. Germany at the moment are 13 meters off the lead. Japan now 16 meters back. Norway in sixth place, 20 meters their deficit. Kazakhstan 33 meters off. The Czech team a little further back as well, and Hector Kapostik, really good start for the Slovaks. 95 meters to help them stay alive and get into the final round. Canada's Tarek van Vieren. Tarek was 25th in the individual event. That's actually for his first crack at the Junior Worlds. Not a bad effort by him. Comunescu for Romania now. Gate 8 for the men once again. And a little bit of backwind compensation indeed. Plus 1.9, almost a meter's worth. Maxi Gardner for Italy. The Italians with no fortune at all in the men's team competition. They unfortunately were disqualified, and under the new regulations this season, when one man is disqualified, it takes the whole team out. Oleksandr Mosachik for the Ukraines. And that's a real disappointment. That's a real dent in their ambitions. Down into fifth place at the moment, with an awful lot of athletes who are in better form about to take their turn. Anoki Pourradier for France now. Another man from the club, Courchevel. Doing pretty well. That's almost as good as his trial round, where he was a metre further up, 91.5 in the trial, 90.5 here. And now Skirka for the Czech Republic. Next man up here for Kazakhstan, Ilya Mazurnik. Again, didn't bother with the trial round. Ilya, a respectable 6th in the individual competition. 6th with the Kazakh team in the men's events. That was a big step forward. Should make an impression. Will make an impression. Now, let's look for the star marks here. They should be 18s, and they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only the Austrian judge taking him below at 17.5, but the highest and lowest taken away. 94.5 valuable meters for Kazakhstan. Several nations to come yet, but Kazakhstan ahead of Slovakia, ahead of France, ahead of the Czechs, ahead of Slovenia at the moment. And this is Karanen for Finland. Finland doing really well at the moment, but 87.5 meters. It's a little bit of a disappointment. You can see they're still in the lead. They've taken the lead from Kazakhstan. They are over 20 meters ahead of the Kazakhs. Now Poland, Kamil Waszek, top 20 in the individual competition, and over the calculation line into bonus point territory. That will cheer the Polish supporters up here. There are 1 or 2, believe it or not, who've made it. Poland, who were in this mixed team event 6th back in 2023 in Canada. And now for the host country, Udvar Gunnerud. 9th individually, the Norwegians, the bronze medalists in the men's team competition. And that's a really good contribution for the Norwegians. And the Norwegians really haven't made any impression in the last 3 editions. 7th in Placid, 6th in Planica, 7th in Whistler Mountain, but 95 valuable meters. Norway closing the gap to Finland. They are now only 9 meters behind. And watch out for Felix Strunz. Looked really good in the trial round, almost 100 meters. And there is a man who is on an upward curve. Like Mazurnik, this will get good star marks. Deservedly, 96 meters to help the Swiss cause. And look at those 18.5 marks. Hayuma Fuse, the Japanese have been slipping. They need a pick-me-up here. Little bit of front wind. Conditions pretty stable, very fair. Unfortunately, hasn't happened for this man, but it might for the next one. Germany, who've been getting better and better as this first round has progressed. Lasse Deibel, a silver medal with the German men's team a couple of days ago. 94 meters in the trial round. warmed the engine up well, and he's got some extra points when it matters most. (95, 96 meters, 96 meters). Germany, bronze medalists in 23 and 24. And Lucas Horgan for Austria. They'll be relying on him to produce his usual good effort, and it's there. Very nice from Lucas Horgan. Excellent effort from him. This will score well. 98.5 meters for the Austrians, just what they needed. The Austrians started this leg in bronze medal position, but they've gone into the lead. Ahead of Germany, ahead of Finland. The penultimate man in the first round, Sawyer Graves from Steamboat Springs. Austria leading Germany and Finland. 6 meters separating the top three, but now Slovenia look for the target here for Ene Faletic. This will be pretty crucial. He's got to get over 90 meters. Well capable of doing that. The Slovenians disappointed to finish only 4th in the men's team competition. And he's well over 90, which means that Slovenia, the defending champions, will lead at the halfway stage. 97.5 meters. And Slovenia in pole position yet again. 483.2 cumulative points. Ahead of Austria, ahead of Germany, ahead of Finland. And the final round to come in about 20 minutes from now. And there you have Slovenia. Well, 12 points would be 6 meters ahead. Germany 11 meters back. Finland, well, very similar. Doing pretty well. Norway over 20 meters to find. Japan slipping with 25 meters their deficit. And then Kazakhstan, 32 meters, followed Switzerland. And here you can see the teams who are really in trouble. So we'll take a little pause now as the athletes have, as I said, 20 minutes to get ready for the final round, the final medal round of the Junior World Ski Jumping of 2026. And back for that in a few minutes.
Поздравляю, молодцы, прошли финал. Это что там, я не знаю, что делать-то. Потому что сейчас тебя дисквалифицируют. Я понимаю, что делать, если печать поставили, ты не можешь второй кружок прыгать в другом комбинезоне, ты понимаешь, нет? Нитки есть с собой?
Нету, может быть, у кого-нибудь есть здесь, кто зашить может.
Ну кто там, надо пойти ей, иди беги, блядь, смотри давай. Почему так поздно говоришь, что комбинезон порвался? Когда ты его порвала?
Да, он только увидел, убежал.
Александр Васильевич, найди Колю. У него должна быть машинка с собой. Пусть быстренько срочно.
Кристиан,
Нет, ничего их столового нету в больнице.
Окей, там идти.
Я наверху. А, ты уехал? Ясно, ладно. Да, Коля уехал. Пусть к полякам зайдут, к полякам, у них точно есть машинка.
Пацаны, помогите там бегом это.
Коля сказал уже.
Ja, hvis det rammer bøy, som gjør at det blir høyt med, litt tryggere. Bedre svar. For det vil jo være lettere med pads og sånn, og alt som tighter til rundt der nede, gjør at ting sitter bedre. For i forhold til svar i ski og sånn da, vil jeg heller bruke lengden på start og sånn.
Streifen og avskrive kuro.
Til å segne på ganske svar. En lang dag tar det jo lengre tid da, før det går opp og få ordentlig svar. Det er evig. En kort start så sitter jo ting hurtigere.
ikke skjønner.
Før det så får du ikke svar på noe som helst.
Hopper med litt sånn knekk i knærne. Bare, jeg får ikke noe sky. Nei, det er fordi du ikke retter ut knærne dine. Hvor vanskelig er det, liksom? Ja.
Poeng går det.
Ja, dette går.
Det er gode valg.
So welcome once again to Lillehammer, this time for the decisive medal round in this mixed team competition, with Slovenia very much in command. Slovenia, the defending champions, at the end of the first round, 6 meters ahead of Austria, who are in the silver medal position. Germany in bronze, about 11 meters behind the Slovenians. Finland only a meter behind the Germans, so a good fight at least for the bronze medal. Norway, the host nation, 20 meters back in 5th place. Then Japan, and then Kazakhstan, and the last team to qualify for this final round. So Kazakhstan, Finland, Norway, Switzerland, Japan, Germany, Austria and Slovenia are the nations who will now battle for the medals. And that means we've had to say goodbye to Slovakia, France, the Czech Republic, United States, Poland, Italy, Ukraine, Canada and Romania. A really healthy turnout, though, to have 17 nations involved. But now we come down to the medal competition. If you're just joining us, a very good morning on behalf of FIS TV. I'm David Goldstrom. Here are the teams who've made the final round. And they will go in their regular order in the first legs, and then the last leg will get reversed according to their positions. Or that was the plan. But you never know quite, and you can see it's a bit of a misty Sunday morning here in Lillehammer, host, of course, to the 1994 Olympic Games. Gorgeous part of the world, sitting as we are at the northern end of the biggest lake in Norway. And always a fantastic journey to come up here from the Norwegian capital, whether you come by train or whether you drive up with the lake and the fjords to enjoy. So 2 women and 2 men make up each of the teams, and the women will go first. Four legs of competition, of course. It's been a really good Junior World Championships here, and gate 16 for the first of the female legs here, with Victoria Ruleva. Absolutely delighted to see the Kazakhs making progress here. Kazakhstan, who were 10th in the mixed team competition in Lake Placid. They were 15th in Planitsa. So going in the right direction, because they're in the top 8 now. Ruleva, Victoria Ruleva, to get us underway. And 3-4 meters short of the 90-meter calculation line there. In fact, a little bit more than that, 82 meters. That's 8 meters short of 90, which means 16 points deducted off the 60. So only 44 the distance marks, but nonetheless delighted to see the Kazakhs actually in the final round. And a coach request here for Sofia Matela for the Finns. And that's healthily over 90 meters, plus the fact that she's got the best part of 3 meters of compensation from taking the lower gate, and some backwind compensation. This has worked out pretty well. 94.5 meters. And the Finns really on the upward move here, 250 points. Finland, who, as I mentioned in the first round, 3 years ago they were 11th, 2 years ago they were 10th, last year they were 9th, but going in the right direction. This is Tirom for Norway. And there's a significance in those meters because the Norwegians were behind the Finns and now they're even further behind. Finland in 4th place, and really good tactics by them. The Swiss down in 8th place, the last team to qualify. This is Anja Imhoff, brother Remo, who's competing at World Cup level, hasn't had a great season. Anja, 89.5 meters her first effort. This is not quite so far. And there a little bit of backwind compensation. We're back, of course, to gate 16 now, reverted after Sofia Matila. And Yasuki Sato, well, the Japanese have slipped down to 6th place. They could really do with some big meters. And this youngster might just be the person to deliver. Very nice indeed. 94 valuable meters, and Yasuki Sato may in short order find herself with a chance in the World Cup in the next couple of seasons. 94 meters puts the Japanese up to 2nd place at the moment behind Finland. But they are all of 12 points or 6 meters behind the Finns, but not too bad. Anna-Fay Schaffenberg for Germany. The Germans starting this first leg in the 2nd round in the bronze medal position. And that's at 90.5 meters. Now this is where it becomes interesting because that's 4 meters, 8 points less than Finland. And it means that Finland have gone ahead of Germany in the overall table now. And here are Austria, represented by Sara Pocconi, in silver medal at the halfway stage. That's their position. Sara, nicely done. Over 90, but not as far as Sofia Matila. 91 meters. And at the moment, it's the Finns who are making the biggest progress. Finland up from 4th to, well, potentially 2nd place, depending on what this lady representing Slovenia does. .98 big meters in the first round. And Slovenia cementing their situation at the top there. So Slovenia and Finland are the biggest gainers. 98 meters. 6:05.9. And it is Finland who are in 2nd place, ahead of the Austrians. Just to bring you up to date, Finland, Austria in bronze now, Germany in 4th place. There you have the situation. 19 meters, or 18 points, 9 meters back to Finland. Austria are 12 meters off Slovenia. Germany slipped a bit, 18 meters, the deficit. Japan up into 5th place, but they are 27 meters back. Norway have dropped away And they are over 35 meters back. And then Switzerland is 7th place and Kazakhstan in 8th spot. Kazakhstan and Artur Meshkov out of gate number 9 here for this second leg. First leg for the men in the final round. And this will be, whatever happens for the Kazakhs, a best finish in the Junior Worlds. Next up here, Erneli Kurtila for Finland, really important. They've done really, really well, the Finns, and that is fantastic. What a contribution this man has made. 95 meters in the first round, 96.5 this time around. And that keeps Finland at the moment handsomely in the lead. Just to give you an idea, they are 50 meters ahead of Kazakhstan. Norway, now Valseth really needs to find something extra special here to get Norway anywhere near the medal podium. Well, it's over 90 meters, but Valseth, 93.5 meters, it almost needs to be the hill record. And that's around 107, set by Carl Geiger many, many years ago. Norway behind Finland, but they are 32 meters behind the Finns. What a day this would be for Finland if they can get a medal at the moment. Noah Studer for Switzerland. Japan, Germany, Austria and Slovenia to come. Front wind deduction. The Finns with a impressive 711.6 points. And now Taiyo Mori. Japanese, like the Norwegians, they need something extra special. And that hasn't happened either. The pressure's on here, and if you start to feel the pressure, you tighten up and things don't go the way you would wish. Sub 200 points for his 2 contributions. That's a little bit below par. Now Jan Kuhlmann for Germany. Germany, who slipped out of the medal positions into 4th place. Some 9 meters behind Finland. That's a lot better. "95 meters. But Kurtila, 96.5, maintains the advantage for Finland ahead of Germany, and the difference between them is about 30 points. And that's 15 meters. Hummel of Austria, who's been ever so consistent. Austria, of course, slipped down to 3rd place. They were only 3 meters behind the Finns, and Nicholas Hummel has almost within a meter of matching the Finns, and now it's really tightened up. Only 3 meters between Finland and Austria, but Finns have the advantage. And Jaka Kramer, 93 valuable meters in the first round. The last man to go in this particular leg. and easily keep Slovenia into first place ahead of Finland and Austria. Germany will remain fourth. Japan in fifth place. Then Norway, then Switzerland, then Kazakhstan, and Slovenia now 14 meters ahead of Finland. Austria are 17 meters back, so only 3 meters separating Finland and Austria. Germany are 22.5 meters back in fourth place, and Japan in fifth. Well, they are 45 meters away. So the medals looking as if they're between Slovenia, Finland, Austria and Germany. Those are the top four countries as we return to the third leg and the second group of female athletes, and gate 16 again for the women. Alyona Svididenko for Kazakhstan to get us underway. 87 meters is the target to put the Kazakhs into the lead, and unfortunately that was not very elegant. The timing was poor. 80 meters, and I doubt the marks will be well, there they are, 16s, 15.5. Next up, Finland. Well, I imagine all the Finns are really crossing their fingers because everything has gone so well. This is Julia Rakia, a modest target to beat, but she really needs to try to get to 90 plus, and she's done it. Real excitement for Finland. 93 meters. Finland 11th, 10th and 9th in the last three editions, but keep it going and it's going to be a huge best. A medal really within their grasp now. Mits Kogan for Norway needs to do something unbelievable for the host country to get them back into this, and that's very good, but it's not going to be enough to make a significant difference. 96 meters. Finland leading from Norway. Norway with 771 points, and they are over 50 points behind Finland. Next up here, Celine Wasser for Switzerland. They're a little bit in no man's land, the Swiss. They can't really move up, but they're probably going to stay ahead of the Kazakhs. Finland, Norway, and Switzerland, in fact, have dropped behind the Kazakhs. There's nothing between them at the moment. 0.6 of a point is the advantage that Kazakhstan has. That's going to make the last leg really interesting, with the likes of Ilya Mazurnik and Felix Strunz on the last leg. That'll be really interesting to watch. This is Kika Sakamoto for Japan. Good team spirit, but the Japanese, well, the last medal they had was the silver in Whistler in 2023. Now Julina Krajbic for Germany. 5 meters away from the Austrians in terms of medals at the end of the last leg. That was much better. Much better from Julina. You could see it was really like a dart, really like an arrow. The trajectory was absolutely spot on. And that is 96.5 valuable meters. Just bear that in mind when it comes to the turn of the Austrians and the Slovenians. 96.5 meters, because it's the Austrian next, Luis Tricher. So if it's only 91 meters, then the Austrians and the Germans will be literally eyeball to eyeball. And it's a little more than the 90. And this will just about, I think, keep Austria ahead of the Germans. 93 meters. Finland, Austria, Germany. 8 meters separating those three nations. But now Maja Kovacic only needs to exceed 80 meters to keep the Slovenians in the lead, and she's surely going to do that and a little bit. Here we go. And comfortably there. So Slovenia stay in gold, Finland solid in silver, Austria in bronze, and Germany in 4th place, ahead of Japan. Oh, in fact, let me get that right. In fact, Germany, Norway are in 5th place, and then Japan. And then it's Kazakhstan ahead of Switzerland. So Slovenia and Finland, Slovenia have eked out a little bit more advantage. It's about 10 meters, the advantage that Slovenia have over Finland. Over Austria, it's now 14 meters. Germany, well, 17 meters, really. And then Norway, well, I'm afraid their chances of a medal have really evaporated now. They are 35, 37 meters back. But Kazakhstan and Switzerland, this is really fascinating between these two nations. Kazakhstan and Switzerland, just looking at the differential, it's 1.4 meters. Oh, sorry, 1.4 points. Or am I right there? 8 plus 8. 4. It's 2.2. It's about a meter. A meter advantage to Kazakhstan. So we come to gate 7, and it's going to be Felix Trunz. This is going to be a wonderful competition, a duel between Switzerland and Kazakhstan for 7th and 8th positions. Ranking positions do matter. And Felix Trunz for Switzerland. Gate 7 to get the gate compensation points here. So, well capable of going well over 90 meters, close to 100 possibly. And looking for the hillsides at 98 meters there, Felix Trunz of Switzerland. Not quite that far, 96 meters. 19, 18 and a half, 18 and a half, 18 and a half, 18 and a half. Just bear these marks in mind, because Kazakhstan Ilya Mazurnik, two youngsters who've been improving in the World Cup. So this will determine who finishes 7th and who finishes 8th. Mazurnik. Asked to, well, I thought he was going, yes, he is being asked to take a pause. Just a gust of wind. And a late decision to do the same as Felix Strunz to get those extra gate compensation marks. $11.2 extra points here. That's in favor of the athlete. Now we have to see what he can actually produce. Remembering Felix Strunz, 96 meters. Backwind. I wonder whether the gate selection was the right one. I just, yeah, thought for a moment. So Mazurnik, this won't really help him, although he's pretty experienced now. Although he's still in his teenage years, he's a man who's been in plenty of World Cup competitions, and this will not faze him. Mazurnik, 19 years of age, Youth Olympic Games champion in Gangwon in China in 2024, 20th in Innsbruck. Felix Strunz, also 19, 23rd in Sapporo this year. Here's the duel. Where is he? Advantage to me seems to go to Felix Strunz. It does depend on the wind compensation, but 89.5 meters suggests to me that Kazakhstan will end up here behind Switzerland. So Felix Strunz has made the difference. And so now on to the main course, so to speak, after the hors d'oeuvre. Japan, they are really in no man's land. They can't really go up very far. They can't drop down very far either. Having said that, that's barely over 80 meters, 83.5. Just a reminder as we go into this final phase now. Slovenia in gold, Finland in silver, Austria in bronze, Germany snapping at the heels of the Austrians. Only 3 meters between Austria and Germany for that fight for bronze medal, and only 7 meters separating Finland, Austria and Germany. Gunnerud of Norway. He's acquitted himself really, really well. It's interesting. This is a man we need to keep our eye on. We saw over in Lahti, Isak Langmo, another of the young Norwegians, moving forward in the right direction. And this young man may well be following him in short order. 2 efforts of 95 meters. Keeps the Norwegians ahead of Japan handsomely. And now the fight for the medals begins. Lasse Daimel, Germany. So Germany with 94.5 meters. Only 16s and 17s. And next out will be Lucas Horgan for Austria. On the form that we've seen from Lucas individually and also in the team events, Austria would have the edge. So at the moment, only over 90 meters to maintain their advantage over Germany and to assure themselves of a medal. And he's done that with aplomb. Lucas Horgan makes sure that Austria are on the medal podium. The style marks chalk and cheese between him and Daimel, over 2 points better. And the distance for Austria, 97 meters. So now to Finland, Ili Karanen, 87.5 meters. This is the moment for him. They have an advantage over Germany of 7 meters from the last leg. Now this is pretty tight. .84 meters, and that's a long way down. And you sense they go into third place, but there's one team to come. And it's really hard for the Finns, falling at the last stage, because surely Faletic for Slovenia, he's only got to get past 86 meters to defend the Junior World Championship for Slovenia. And it's gold again. Slovenia, previously 4 times winners of this competition, and now 5 times champions. Austria will finish second and Germany third, and Finland, oh, I feel really sorry for them, only in 4th place. They miss out by about 4 meters. Norway in 5th and Japan 6th, Switzerland 7th and Kazakhstan 8th. But congratulations to Slovenia. They really do command these team events, and you can see there the margin of advantage there. 24 points, 12 meters ahead of Austria. And what's that, over 18 meters ahead of Germany, and so close for Finland. Just that last flight. And so we come to the end of ski jumping at the Junior World Championships for 2026 here in Lillehammer. Very well organized and run by the local organizers who have a deal of expertise through World and Continental Cup here. And for those of you who got up early and those of you who stayed up late, thank you for being with us on FIS TV. And just a reminder, of course, that we have action from the World Cup, from the Super Team Cup, from Lahti to finish off the Lahti Games. That starts at 4 o'clock local time, 3 o'clock Central European time. 2 hours the difference to UTC or GMT, wherever you are in the world. But Slovenia, again, showing that they have so much talent, a country of only 2 million. Yet they have the champion of the world in the World Cup of Women's World Cup in Nika Preuc, with her big brother Domen Preuc, champion of the men's Wiesmann World Cup for 2026. Well, a lot of the competitors here, they were saying how much fun they've had. And that's really important, particularly at this age. You really need to enjoy yourself. And for some, the decisions have gone their way. For others, a little disappointment, but hopefully for the majority, they've had a really good time. Just to remind you that in the women's individual title, Agnieszka Inchakova of Czech Republic took the gold ahead of Ingvild Midtskogen of Norway, who was looking to defend the title, and Sofia Mattila for Finland in third place. An excellent bronze medal. And then in the men's individual, Stefan Embacher, the champion, 3 junior world titles in a row. Kasper Tomasiak of Poland, the silver medalist, and Jason Colby of the United States in bronze medal position. Those 3 men all involved in the World Cup, but they all took the dash to Lahti, but it looked as if the fatigue had really set in. And Stefan Embacher, interestingly, not selected for the Super Team Cup in Lahti. It'll be Jan Hurl and Daniel Schöffenig, who was absolutely excellent yesterday in Lahti in notching up his 11th victory. Really impressive. Now, we should get a few words from the Slovenians as the champions. We may even get some words from the runners-up and bronze medalists. I think we're almost there.
Maja Kovacic, congratulations with the gold medal. Take us through today's competition.
For me, this competition was really hard. Together, we didn't really believe we were the best here, but I personally didn't do the best job today, but thankfully it was, others did better than me, so it was enough for the win.
And Faletic, congratulations with a gold medal. What does this medal mean for you and the Slovenian team?
First of all, thank you. Yeah, it means a lot, especially because it's the first men's medal on this championship. And yeah, I'm really happy that I could pick up my jumps after struggling from the past 2 competitions.
Enjoy the day and the ceremony.
Thank you.
Well, these youngsters have been really well spoken, very polite, nice young ambassadors for their country and their sport. And Slovenia, in particular, has made a name for itself through the world of sport in cycling, in slalom canoeing, and in, of course, ski jumping. And over the years, also in alpine skiing. It is quite remarkable the talent that that country has found and developed. So Slovenia retain their grip on the Junior World mixed team competition. And you already get the feeling, you can see bags being packed and skis being carried. And so the journey home will shortly begin. Before that, though, a word from the Austrians, silver medalists.
Congratulations with a medal. How was the competition for you?
It was a great competition. I had some good jumps, and in general, it was a great Juniors World Championships.
And Lucas, come a little bit closer. What can you say about your final jump and the Austrian performance today?
I think the performance was quite okay. So last jump wasn't that good, but I'm happy.
What does it mean to stay here with the team and secure the medal in the Junior Worlds?
It's always nice to get the medal, and yeah, good team performance. So that's the result.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, the Austrians, they were champions in Planica in 2024. silver medalists this time. I wonder whether we're going to hear from Germany, who took the bronze medal, denying or just denying the Finns. And there the Slovenians changing their bibs for the World Championship bibs. You can just about see the gold bibs on them. And I think we'll get a few words from the German
Jan,
team.
Once again on the podium. Once again on the podium. Tell us about the competition and the German bronze medal today.
Sorry, I didn't understand again.
Take us through today's competition and the bronze medal.
Yeah, it was quite difficult, the first jump, because for me, everyone did good jumps and I didn't really have a good one. But at least in the second one, it was a okay jump, and everyone else also good jumps and close one here.
Julina, what can you say about your jumping today and what this means to get the bronze medal?
Yeah, it means really much to me, and I think for all the team together. And yeah, my jump was quite good. So, but the landing in the last jump was a little bit, but it's okay.
Congrats to you all.
Yeah, nice words from Louise there. And well done. And so we come to the end of the Junior World Ski Jumping Championships for 2026. On behalf of FIS TV, thank you for your company. Thank you for supporting us. And from myself, David Goldstrom, time to take our leave. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. From Lillehammer, from Norway, bye-bye.